The conflict continued for the 457th day, with no signs of abating. Both sides remained entrenched in their positions, with sporadic outbreaks of violence threatening to reignite a full-blown war. International efforts to broker a ceasefire have so far yielded little success. The situation on the ground remains volatile, with civilians bearing the brunt of the conflict. The humanitarian situation in Gaza remains dire, with shortages of essential goods and services. Hospitals are struggling to cope with the influx of casualties. The UN has called for an immediate ceasefire and increased humanitarian aid to the affected populations. The Israel Defense Forces conducted a targeted killing of a senior Palestinian Islamic Jihad commander in Gaza. The IDF stated that the commander was responsible for planning and executing numerous attacks against Israeli civilians and soldiers. The operation was met with condemnation from Palestinian officials, who accused Israel of escalating the conflict. The killing of the PIJ commander triggered a barrage of rocket fire from Gaza into Israel. The Iron Dome missile defense system intercepted most of the rockets, but several landed in Israeli territory, causing damage to property. The IDF responded with airstrikes on what it said were PIJ targets in Gaza. In a separate operation, the IDF carried out airstrikes on what it said were 100 Hamas targets in Gaza. The IDF stated that the strikes were in response to rocket fire from Gaza earlier in the day. Hamas, the de facto ruling authority in Gaza, denied responsibility for the rocket fire. The IDF strikes targeted a range of Hamas facilities, including weapons manufacturing sites, training camps, and command centers. The strikes caused significant damage to Hamas infrastructure, but there were no immediate reports of casualties. Hamas vowed to retaliate for the Israeli strikes. Brazil has launched an investigation into an IDF soldier for alleged war crimes committed during the conflict. The investigation stems from an incident in which the soldier is accused of shooting and killing an unarmed Palestinian civilian. The IDF has denied the allegations, stating that the soldier acted in self-defense. Meanwhile, the IDF has welcomed its first recruits to the new Haredi Combat Brigade. The brigade, which is made up entirely of ultra-Orthodox Jewish soldiers, is part of the IDF's efforts to integrate the Haredi community into Israeli society. The formation of the brigade has been met with mixed reactions within the Haredi community, with some welcoming the opportunity to serve in the IDF, while others view it as a threat to their way of life. The conflict continues to cast a long shadow over the region, with no end in sight. The international community is urging both sides to show restraint and return to the negotiating table. However, the deep mistrust and animosity between the two sides make a lasting peace agreement seem like a distant prospect. Please like and subscribe. Safe New Year's.